Now, the filing of a suit yesterday in Abuja by the People's Democratic Party seeking the sack of Yobe State Governor Mai Mala Buni and his deputy Idi Gubana could mean more trouble for the ruling All Progressives Congress as momentum gathers ahead of the 2023 general election. The crisis in the ruling party festered recently when a minority judgment of the Supreme Court held that Buni violated the 1999 Constitution by performing the duties of a sitting governor and that of chairman of the APC Caretaker Committee. Both executive positions, the Supreme Court judgment delivered on July 28th, has worsened divisions in the ruling party, with some party chiefs calling for Buni's removal. Others, including APC governors, who form a powerful bloc in the party, want him to continue running the ruling party. But why has PDP decided to dabble into the internal affairs of the ruling party? Chief Emeka Etiaba, senior advocate of Nigeria, who filed the suit on behalf of the People's Democratic Party, and Dr. Yinusa, National Chairman, National Conscience Party, joins us to discuss the issue. Good to have you join us. I'd like to start with you, Mr.
Thank you very much for having me. The name is Dr. Yinusa Tanko.
Tanko, sorry about that, yes. Good to have you. I'll start with Mr. Yinusa. Commiserations with you on the loss of the son of your patron, Gani Fawemi. But moving on.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Moving on to the issue at hand, there seems to be some confusion as to various people are throwing different sections of the Constitution at us and interpreting it in whichever way they see fit. But the latest we're having to confront now is with the suit being filed by PDP, and the section being thrown at us is 187 of the Constitution, Section 1. And they're saying that it basically is the foundation for their seeking a removal of Mai Mala Buni on the basis that when he accepted the caretaker chairmanship position, he effectively violated that constitutional section and is no longer rightfully in the position of governor of Yobe State. What do you say to that?
Well, quickly, let me just say one or two words about the late Fawemi Mohammed, who stood for the interests of the masses, even in the state of his health. Mohammed continued to fight. You can see I'm wearing black and black. I'm in the morning state, and it's so sad for us in the NCP. May God Almighty Allah continue to grant him internal rest. Aside from the issue of Mohammed, as it were today, with the issue of PDP delving into the activities of the APC, the truth about it is that the PDP is trying to play a double advocate at the same time, trying to play into the gallery of the political scenario. But really, one would have been wondering how come that we have probably a sitting governor and then a chairman or a caretaker chairman of a political party, a major political party as it were. Unfortunately, I was thinking that particular position would have been for just a very few period in time so that they can stabilize the party, but it's really taking so long, which has created a lot of interest within the party and outside the party. Unfortunately, many of our leaders, as political party leaders, are not very well much grounded with the position of the Constitution. And you know, there are 3 or 4 documents that every political party needs to be well grounded with. The Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended, and then at the same time, the Constitution of the party itself. Then thirdly, you're talking about the manifesto of the party and other bylaws. Once a party does not have a full grasp of this particular document, it always can fall into this kind of challenges that the APC found itself. Unfortunately, for me, thinking about how PDP will delve into the activities of the APC, well, playing politics, okay, but then I would have been more at home if PDP was trying to reshuffle its own internal organs and vis-a-vis trying to sell more programs that they have done in the past that is at variance with what is obtainable at the moment, i.e., for example, how Nigerians have been economically empowered and what is it that they provided as jobs and all. Those are the things that could have sold to the hearing of the Nigerian people. But as it is now, going into court cases and all, you are only going to achieve only minimal effort, because already people will be seeing you as if that you are going to where you are not even really expected. Because maybe the court will have to explain that, coming from the fact that what are the actual the respondents, or probably the legality in which a PDP lawyer has to challenge the constitutionality of an existing chairman of an APC leadership. I don't think it's in the best interest of the PDP to really go into it. Rather, what they ought to have been doing at the moment is consolidating on some of the gains that they have made in some of the states like Zamfara and the rest of them, and making sure that the Nigerian people get something new, that there's a rebirth in the party. That could have helped them more to achieve what they want to do towards 2023. But here we are, we decide to go to the court to get in seven.
All right, okay, we've heard from you, Dr. Tanko. Let's bring in Chief Emeka Etiaba, who should be able to explain to us further. You've heard Dr. Tanko actually question legality and also question the rationale behind filing this particular suit. But more importantly, before answering that particular question, does the PDP have a locus to be able to even take this matter to court in the first place?
Thank you very much, and good day, viewers. What I'm here to do is to confirm that PDP has gone to court and that PDP has brought some questions relating to Section 183 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, 1999 as amended. The matter has become sub judice, and the merit or demerit of that suit will not be discussed by me. What I'm here to do is to confirm, yes, PDP has sued. The issue of locus is for the court to determine, not for me or any of the panelists here to determine. The politics of it is also not in the realm that I can play for today, because I'm here as a lawyer. But I can assure you that issues relating to constitution belongs to everybody. Nigerians hold the Nigerian constitution with some level of reverence, and when it is breached, then a challenge could come. Now, what is going on is that PDP has looked at a situation where a serving governor becomes the caretaker committee chairman of a political party. And unfortunately, by the operations and the activities of the said governor as the caretaker chairman, the party has come up with certain decisions that have affected PDP. For example, PDP has run governorship election in Ondo State, is currently running a governorship election in Anambra State, and the same governor is the one that forwarded the names of the candidates. It affects the PDP, and PDP has every right to seek remedies. That is number one. Number two is that there's a need in Nigeria to sanitize the polity. A situation where a party continues with impunity because they are in power is not acceptable. So PDP, as far as I'm concerned, has also done well to say, no, this shouldn't be the trajectory for today in Nigeria. Whether PDP will succeed or not succeed in the case is for the court to determine. But we are there to say that having regard to Section 183 of the Constitution of Nigeria and same provision having been inscribed in APC Constitution, if you look at Article 17.4 of APC Constitution, it actually copied the same provision under the 1999 Constitution, the provisions of Section 183. It also domesticated it in its own constitution. We're now saying, having known all that, could it be said that the party was right to make such appointment? Could it be said that the governor was correct in accepting it? We've also juxtaposed it with the judgment in Jegede against Akeredolu, and we also find that the PDP is on firm ground to challenge this impunity, and that is why I was briefed to go on to commence this action.
Okay, thank you, Barrister Etiaba. Dr. Yinusa, I just want to turn that question to you. Despite the strong flavor of vested interest in that the opposing representatives of Yobe State are the ones bringing this case, the points made by Barrister Etiaba are valid ones. He's saying the issues of the Constitution belong to everybody and that there's a need to sanitize the polity. Do you not appreciate the weightiness of what's at stake here in terms of trying to seek clarification where we've had so much muddying of the waters?
Okay, I really agree with the fact that the issue of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is something that concerns everybody. And really testing that particular constitution as regard to the efficacy, as regard to what is obtainable, is good for us to do. And at the same time, too, it is important because quite a lot of us were wondering, and this is interesting. I think Buni, the governor of Yobe State, have been the Critical Committee chairman of ABC for quite a while now, and he has already done quite a lot of jobs by making sure that they contest elections in both Edo and Ondo and all others. So there's a lot of huge deficit already been established by his leadership with the issue of his legality in position as a chairman or acting chairman of the APC. But the question is that this has been on for quite a long time. It's only when the minority judgment from Jagede really came up from Ondo State that people started really picking holes into it. So that means that majority of the political parties, probably opposition or the party itself that is affected, is not aware of these particular provisions of the Constitution as it were. So that is to tell you how really well depth majority of the leaders of the political parties are, because you cannot look at the Constitution and know that you are flaunting the Constitution in a certain way, and then you delve into it, and for so long, why would you want to shoot yourself in the foot? So these are some of the questions that we really need to examine to ensure that those particular documents are really efficient and punishable when certain people use it at variance or with impunity. And that will not be acceptable to quite a lot. But my interest is that if another political party, although the lawyer is trying to give us the reason why that political party has to delve into the action, and then, of course, the gods will be the one that will decide whether they have that particular local standing or not. But quite honestly, the processes sound so very flawed, and it look ridiculous, and it's affecting our democratic system in our country. And unfortunately, also, we are being gagged, or one way, being gagged by only two political parties that Nigerians seems to be showing so much interest into. But I think it's now time for Nigerian people to know that these two political parties have played their part. Maybe it's now time for new other political party that can come up with fresh ideas and carrying all the people along so that we can face the issue of nation building. As we are today now, there's a huge deficit in this country that everybody is feeling the economic bond, security and all. And we are not even sure as regard to the level of unity that has polarized this system so much. So these are issues that are really disturbing the Nigerian people, and we needed a solution, and a quick solution as it is at hand.
All right, Chief Etiaba, let's bring you in on this. Dr. Yinusa has just raised a very salient point in terms of why now? We got, what they call it, this particular issue has been on ground since last year when Mai Malabuni took over, or actually took reins of the APC in terms of the caretaker capacity. Why now? Because they are saying that at this moment, the PDP is reducing themselves to mere interlopers.
Okay, the one that will answer why now are my clients who briefed me. I didn't take a decision to go to court. You may be right to say that they ought to have taken this step a long time ago, but that belongs to the realm of conjecture. When you meet up with the officials of the party, you can ask them why now.
Okay, could I ask you, sorry, Barrister Etiaba.
For crying out loud, why would we be wondering why now? Is it not better it is done today than not done at all? Of course, PDP has had its own fair share of distractions. So you can as well say that they dealt with the distraction that came upon them and then got through with that and then went back to where they should be.
Barrister Etiaba,
I believe that it is better late than delayed. Yes, please go on.
Yes, I just want to find out for you, in a sentence, was this position clear from the onset, from a legal perspective?
It's always been very clear, but a lawyer will not go to court if a client is not willing to brief. It's always been clear. The provisions of Section 183 of the Constitution, I don't think it runs more than 4 lines. And then, so it is very easy to appreciate. Like we say in law, it is unambiguous. So every word there is given is ordinary meaning, and it doesn't lead to any ambiguity in interpretation. All we're saying is, having done this, what is the court likely to say, in reaction to that, and then we'll provide some reliefs, which the court will consider. In law, you don't have to win all the reliefs, but the declarations are straightforward, and I don't think they can be faulted.
All right, I want to say many thanks to you, Chief Etiaba, for joining us here on Newsday. Also, Dr. Tanko Yinusa, still commiserate with the National Conscious Party on the loss of a major chieftain.